brave adventures tonight with our mighty team. Heroes we become.
Tabletop role-playing game freebie sales and charity bundles for the week. It is Monday. It is the 21st day of October, 2024. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning here at Site B. It is 60 degrees and gorgeous, but unfortunately it is also the Santa Ana. So it's gorgeous and as lovely as it is also allergy weather. But you don't care. You want to take a look at all the freebies and stuff that are available this week. So let's take a look. Remember as always, that unless I specifically say otherwise, these are PDFs. You will not be receiving any physical product if you purchase any of these. And because these are PDFs, because we're dealing with comptometer programs, I would recommend, once again, as I have hundreds of times before, please, if you download anything, check it for viruses, malware, stuff like that. I just went over with my parents over the weekend over a lot of stuff that's going on with them because of identity theft. So yeah, please guys, it is still a real thing and it is worse than ever. Okay, and let's take a look first with the freebies. These will be available on drive-thru and places like that. Ooh, a little Edgar Allan Poe, just in time for the spookiness. Modifius has released a supplement for their Fallout Wasteland Warfare role-playing game supplement. A supplement for their Fallout Wasteland Warfare role-playing game supplement. It's too many words. This is the RPG skirmish game they made, not the 2D20 Fallout role-playing game they made. So this is a bunch of new stuff for that. You know, if you ever want to play out some skirmish miniature post-apocalypse stuff, got units, faction cards, new rules for items and weapons and stuff like that. Just adding to the Fallout miniature version. It doesn't have a name, does it? Oh, okay. It's called the Wilds of Appalachia, Hungry Hills. Another one. What is with this sudden fascination with the Appalachian Mountains? Somebody explain it to me. We've got some Shadowdark love inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. This one is called Weird Tales from Shadowdark, The Raven. It's a classic gothic horror Shadowdark type adventure. Philip Ream has released Versus Outlaws, Wild West role-playing game. This is a 2-page Wild West role-playing game that I don't know a lot about, except it's a 2-page Wild West theme. So this is obviously the romantic Wild West. If you want to get a Wild West role-playing game, I would highly recommend picking up mine or Basic Experts. René LeBleu has released Escape from Chobos, a fantasy age adventure where the party must escape a restaurant which they have been forced to work at because of reasons. Because apparently people still think the whole my characters want to work at a restaurant / Starbucks was a real thing and not a joke of somebody making fun of Strixhaven. Total Quest has an adventure out for Candela Obscura called Do No Harm, where you have to investigate a murder in regards to Candela Obscura. Anybody else hear the rumor that Mercer's going to go work for Wizards of the Coast and take Perkard's place? I hope to God that's not true. That would be an utterly stupid choice on Mercer's part to go work for Wizards of the Coast. Dungeon Masters Guild has some another Disney-inspired domain for Ravenloft. I love these. Thomas and Rachel, please keep making these. These are brilliant. Because there is just something very spooky, and off about Disney, right? Even if you love it as much as I do. Yeah. So this one's called The Haunted Manor. So it is a whole domain based upon the mythology of the Haunted Manor. Of the 4 haunted manors, I'm assuming it's probably leaning more into the California and the which one has the weird one? France. Oh yeah, the California and the Disney France mansion, and not the Disney haunted mansion in Florida. The story of the haunted mansion in Florida and the story, in California, pretty much the same story. The Haunted Mansion in France takes the same story and explores it even further. A lot of people consider it for the story, the one in France, the best. Obviously, if you're a Haunted Mansion fan, the original you still love the most. But yeah, so taking the story and turning it into a domain of death for Ravenloft, brilliant. Speaking of Storyteller Vault, we've got some love for Vampire the Masquerade. We've got something called the Headless Horseman, bringing the mythology of the Headless Horseman into the world of darkness. Lightning round, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new map setting type things that you could use for 5e or whatever. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new subclasses expansion type thingies for 5e. Not 6e, 5e. So there's still a lot of love for 5e. And I have a feeling this is not going to go away. I think people like 5e. They're very happy with 5e. It's like if they're like me, they're like, why do I even need to play 6e? Moving on to sales, we're going to have a lot of Halloween themed sales, I assume. We've got a drive-through RPG Halloween sale with over 15,000 titles, all somehow vaguely connected to spooky stuff. So a lot of Call of Cthulhu stuff, and fear stuff, and spooky stuff, and Halloween games, and vampire games, but basically just a lot of World of Darkness and Call of Cthulhu stuff. It's 40% off. It will probably end after the beginning of November. So if you're looking to pick up a bunch of spooky themed adventures and modules and stuff like that, here's a good chance to do it. We've also got a Halloween 2024 bundle of VTT maps for $1. Doesn't say how many, it just says VTT maps. 5 volumes of VTT maps that are all basically contemporary type horror settings. So swamps, haunted mansions, buildings, graveyards, stuff like that. We've got a complete catalog of Halloween bundle from Wayward Rogues. It's got horror games, sci-fi games, contemporary, and many other type things. But nothing for 5e. I don't know what that means. It's from Wayward Rogue Games. It says complete catalog bundle for Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, it does. These are 5e. Why are these Halloween themed? I don't get this one. It's just some random adventures. Okay. They've also got the Weird Science bundle from doesn't say. It features issues of the Weird Science zine and other useful resources for science fiction, dark fantasy, mystery, and other that. That one's $8. What is the Weird Science bundle? Is it somehow connected to the old pulp classic magazines? Just some. And then just sort of a random selection of adventures and game settings. Was Weird Science a D20 game that I never heard of? That used the name? There was an old pulp comic series called Weird Science. This thing, Weird Tales, Weird Science. There's also that movie, Weird Science. But I don't remember a role-playing game called Weird Science. Does anybody remember that? I don't. Moving on to the bundles. Remember, as always, with dealing with the charities, if you want to give money to a charity, but you don't really need 1,101 role-playing games you're never going to use, you can always just give directly to the charities. You know, if you feel bad for the victims of Milton, there's plenty of charities helping out over there. We've got a Unknown Armies 3rd edition bundle for the Unknown Armies role-playing game. $8 is the price. It goes to the American Red Cross, and it has a whole bunch of stuff, pretty much everything you ever would need to play the Unknown Army role-playing game. We've got a Call of Cthulhu Encore bundle from Chaosium. This has got about 26 titles, including the core rules for Call of Cthulhu. $25 is the most popular pledge, so it's $1 per thingy. It also includes the Call of Cthulhu coloring book. Pick that one up and give it up to all the kids in your life. and it goes to support the World Wildlife Foundation. We've got a 3D printer bundle for $25. It features a wide variety of things that are sci-fi-ish, monsters, heroic soldiers, stuff, terrain. Looks like it's got about 116 STL sets of files. $25 goes to support Make-A-Wish. This is definitely one of those ones where I would double it again. We warn you before you install this and open it up and then start running it through your 3D printer. Please check it for viruses, malware, and stuff like that. We've got a World of Darkness bundle for $40 is the most popular pledge. Include $40, you do get a copy of the actual Vampire the Masquerade card game sent to you. If you're not looking for that, for $18, you get pretty much everything that has been made for Vampire the Masquerade and a whole bunch of other stuff. Just a huge selection of both of the World of Darkness stuff. And that's it. That is it. There's an example of what you will get the World of Darkness one, and if you go for the $40 one, you will get this card game set to you. Nothing jumping out at me this week. I do like the idea of the Disney themed Domains of Death for Ravenloft. It seems like perfect. Other than that, yeah, nothing really amazing. But don't listen to me. Make up your own mind. If any of those sound like a product you want to pick up, links are always in the description. If that's something that tilts your fantasy, countdown to spookiness with spooky stuff going on. So please, everybody out there, stay safe during this time of the year. Keep your pets indoor on Halloween evening. Appreciate this wonderful weather where we're having it. And if you live here in California, of course, it's also fire weather because the Santa Anas are blowing, and allergy weather for those of us who suffer from allergies like me. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later.